We came out and sat on the terrace. In the torrential rain, nothing even a few yards away was visible. The subject of our conversation remained the same, the captured woman. No one knew what she was going through. In this downpour, the police activities regarding our search must have also slowed down. But if she opened her mouth, the police would not take long to reach the previous bungalow. Yet for some reason I had such faith in her that she would give her life but would not speak about us. Another thought was also crossing my mind. If she opened her mouth, the police could reach here as well. Finding no one at the other bungalow, the police would gather information from the neighbors. Her lover was not so unknown here. The police would soon find out that the bungalow was bought by him, and then it would not be difficult for the police to reach here. Although these were all assumptions, I did not want to abandon caution. It was possible that due to the rain, the police action might be slow, but action could be expected at any time. Looking at the continuity of the rain, it could be guessed that it was not going to stop before evening. It was possible that it would continue to pour like this through the night. The watchman warmed up the chicken and bread and brought them. He placed these things on the table before us and stood to one side. Earlier, none of us had eaten more than 1 or 2 bites, and now we were feeling hungry. Whatever was placed before us, we finished it all. After eating, we drank tea sitting right there. At that time, it was about to be 4 p.m. Due to 3 hours of continuous rain, a significant chill had entered the weather. My partner and the other girl were feeling cold. We got up from the terrace and came into my room. I drew back the curtains of the windows on both sides. They sat on the bed, leaning against the headboard, and both wrapped themselves in the same shawl. I sat on the chair opposite them. From here, the gate was also visible, and I was repeatedly looking toward it. They fell asleep while talking. Drowsiness began to overcome me as well. I looked around, got up from the chair, lay down on the settee, and after a short while I fell asleep. Upon being reminded, I too felt the sensation of hunger. Both women got up and went outside. She had bought some things from the market which were still lying in the car. It was raining heavily outside. The car was parked in the porch in front of the veranda, so it was protected from the rain. Among the things brought from the market, besides vegetables, there were fruits and 2 tandoori chickens. Aside from that, there were a few other things as well. Unwrapping the bundle, she said, "I bought these tandoori chickens at her request. She had said that we would eat this for lunch and cook vegetables at night. Poor soul, who knows if she has got anything to eat or not." The thought of what was going to happen to her was soul-shaking. I could not eat more than 1 or 2 bites. My partner was feeling hungrier. She too pulled her hand back after eating 1 or 2 morsels. The other girl's state was somewhat similar. She packed everything up, set it aside, and prepared some tea. We were still drinking tea when the telephone bell rang. We jumped up as if a bomb had exploded nearby. We all began to look at each other with meaningful glances. The phone calls from her elderly lover usually came at night, so whose call could this be at this hour? Has she opened her mouth? And do those people want to confirm via phone whether we are present in this bungalow or not? But I dismissed this thought from my mind. If she had told them about us, the police would not be calling here. Rather, by this time, the bungalow would have been surrounded from all sides, and the police would be scaling the walls of the bungalow to enter. She was looking at me. I signaled her to pick up the receiver. There was no choice but to receive the call. Getting up from her place, she walked over to the telephone and picked up the receiver. Her hand was trembling slightly. A dead voice escaped her lips. "Hello?" Then, hearing the voice from the other side, a deep sigh escaped her mouth, and a sense of tranquility appeared on her face. She kept talking on the phone for about 5 minutes. From the expressions on her face and her manner of conversation, I deduced that it was a call from her lover. Setting the receiver down, she turned around, and a slight smile was on her face. She said, "Pack your things. Arrangements for another hideout have been made for us." I asked, "Whose phone was it?" She replied, "My lover's. Today, for the first time, I have come to know that he has another bungalow here, where the members of his family come and stay once in 2 or 3 months. I said, "But you didn't mention anything like that, did you?" She said, "He has received information that it is raining heavily here. He also came to know that a few days ago I had dismissed the maid. He himself said that in the rain, the roads in this area flood with torrents. I won't be able to go anywhere and will become lonelier than before. Therefore, he has told me to move to his other bungalow. A watchman is present there who has already been informed about me over the phone." I said, "Perhaps God has listened to us. "Where is that bungalow?" she replied, "On the other side of the main road. I often pass by there. Those are large bungalows. Now you pack your things and I will make preparations too." Then within 15 minutes we were sitting in the car. She had closed all the doors and windows of the bungalow. Besides her necessary items, she had also put the things brought from the market and the leftover food into a shopping bag, and my partner had also held her bag close to her chest. The rain had grown somewhat heavier, and now the sound of thunder could also be heard. There was indeed a flood-like situation on the roads. If it were a flat area, this would not be the case, but the water coming from the direction of the mountains was flowing onto the roads with great speed. My partner said, "He is truly your sincere lover. He is sitting so far away, yet he is worried about you. You should appreciate him." She asked, "In your opinion, how should he be appreciated?" My partner replied, "You can understand that better." Due to the rain, traffic on the roads had completely vanished. An occasional car could be seen. That bungalow was not more than 1.5 to 2 miles away from there. At most, it could be reached in 5 to 6 minutes, but the roads were submerged in water, because of which this distance was covered in half an hour. And then, a few minutes were spent finding that bungalow. It was a very magnificent, palace-like double-story bungalow. Marble was extensively used on the front section. She stopped the car in front of the bungalow and I got out to ring the call bell, but the bell did not ring. I understood that the electricity here was gone. I began to knock loudly on the gate. Peering through the gap, I saw a man holding an umbrella coming out of the porch toward the gate. I sat back in the car. I must have been outside for at most a minute, but in that short time I was drenched with water. That person first opened the side door and peered outside, then came forward and asked her, "Who is sitting in the driving seat whom she wanted to meet?" She said in an authoritative tone, "Open the gate." "Didn't you receive information from the owner over the phone?" He said, "I received the information, madam. I will open the gate right away." He quickly went inside. He must have received information only about her, but seeing us with her, he perhaps got confused. As soon as the gate opened, she drove the car inside and parked it in a spacious porch quite a distance from the gate. Meanwhile, the watchman also closed the outer gate and reached there. He was a tall, well-built man. His age must have been between 35 and 50 years. His head was bald, but his mustache was very large in the traditional style, which inspired fear. He was wearing a traditional attire. A wide belt was around his waist, from the left side of which the butt of a pistol was peeking out of a holster. She opened the car's trunk and said, "Take this luggage inside." The watchman picked up the luggage from the trunk. One or two things I had to pick up myself.